here in Cebu, but the extensive damage can still damage is still.
Last 10.
Ten seconds. Vice President Leni Robredo wants to make the recognition of the country's arbitral victory a requirement for any exploration deal with China should she win as president. Robredo says bilateral relations with Beijing should be grounded on mutual trust and respect. The Cusi faction of PDP-Laban has adopted Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte as their vice presidential bet. The party's other faction, however, sees the move as a desperate attempt to cling to power. Authorities have arrested 5 people linked to the massive hacking involving BDO. The suspects are 2 Nigerian nationals and 3 Filipinos. The OCTA research group sees daily COVID infections in Metro Manila declining to at least 1,000 by the end of the month. However, the group warns that the same optimistic projection cannot be said for other regions. and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. It has been a month since Typhoon Odette ravaged through regions in the Visayas and Mindanao. Let's get some updates from Jenny Dongon, who joins us live from Cebu City. Jenny, how is the recovery of Cebu going?
Sean, a month has passed since Typhoon Odette wreaked havoc here in Cebu, but the extensive damage is still evident. Some residents of Lapu-Lapu City spent hours lining up in front of the school not to get vaccinated but to claim the 5,000 peso cash assistance from the local and national government. Most of them lost their homes and belongings after the onslaught of Typhoon Odette. Physical distancing was a challenge as residents fell in line to get their cash aid. Maria is among those hoping to get her 5,000 peso cash assistance. However, her name was not included in the list. Mia, on the other hand, had no choice but to bring her 8-month-old baby with her.
Natatakot naman kasi, ang ano lang po kasi wala talagang papandi sa bahay, mami.
Lapu-Lapu City Mayor Jonard Chan said they are trying their best to implement health protocols among residents, especially in distribution areas.
Hindi natin makokontrol pag pera na ang kailangan ng tao eh. So, hindi natin mapipigilan. As long that they will wear the face mask, that's the most important. So, yun ang binatingnan natin sa mga tao, sa mga tauhan natin.
So far, the city has over 1,000 active cases and this may increase in the coming days.
Sa evacuation natin, dikit na. Pero, thanks God na hindi tumaas. Pero, we're expecting na tataas kasi nakapasok na si Omicron. Alam natin na si Omicron sobrang super spreaders.
The city government expects cases to remain elevated since many residents are still staying in evacuation center. Continue to encourage residents to get vaccinated. They note that 88% of the recent COVID-19 deaths here in Cebu public hospitals were unvaccinated. Sean.
All right, thank you so much for that update, and do stay safe down there in Cebu. Jenny Dongon of News 5 joining us live from the Queen City of the South. Thanks, Jenny. Vice President Leni Robredo is open to taxing the so-called super rich, but she doubts that this will solve the problem with inequality. Robredo said in an economic forum that the government should instead provide more opportunities for marginalized communities. The vice president noted that focusing on education and improving local industries can help more in closing the wealth gap in the country.
It should be the role of government to set up those mechanisms where people who are in the margins are more empowered. They are given more opportunities. While I'm open to taxing the rich more, I don't think that should only be the solution that would be given.
On the West Philippine Sea, Robredo said that she is open to allowing exploration deals with China under one condition. The vice president said that Beijing must first acknowledge the Philippines' 2016 arbitral win. Robredo vowed to uphold the interests of the country and the Filipinos should she win as president.
Any agreement with China, especially insofar as the West Philippine Sea is concerned, must first be premised on China's recognition of the arbitral ruling.
The Kusi-led PDP-Laban wing has adopted Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte as its vice presidential candidate for the 2022 elections. The faction noted the presidential daughter's leadership qualities and track record, calling her the most qualified for the position. They added that Mayor Sara will be able to continue the program started by her father, President Rodrigo Duterte. PDP-Laban is now finalizing an alliance agreement with Mayor Sara's party, Lakas CMD. For its part, Lakas CMD welcomes the endorsement of the Cusi-led PDP-Laban wing. In a statement, Lakas CMD extended its gratitude to the ruling party for adopting Mayor Sara. The party called it an opportunity to renew their partnership with PDP-Laban. On the flip side, the PDP-Laban faction backing Senator Manny Pacquiao took a swipe at the move, calling it an act of desperation to hold on to power. The Mabini Tourism Office in Batangas is focusing on cleanup drives in order to attract more visitors after the surge in cases affected tourism in the area. Shyla Francisco with the story.
Diapers, underwear, and other single-use plastics. These are just some of the trash collected during an underwater cleanup drive in Mabini, Batangas this morning. A coastal cleanup was also done simultaneously with volunteers gathering discarded food wrappers and face masks. A total of 135 kilograms of trash were collected.
Kasi hindi to natutunaw, hindi to nawawala, forever siyang paikot-ikot sa atin. So ito yung mga dapat natin talaga nire-relocate, dapat inaalis natin siya sa ating kalikasan at especially sa dagat dahil alam naman po natin ang ating mga isda, ang ating mga mga fishes, ganyan, nakakain to at namamatay sila dahil dito at nasisira ang ecosystem.
The Environment Department says it takes a maximum of 1 millennium for some plastic waste to break down. Without regular cleanups, they fear that these will pile up in the waters. The cleanup effort also seeks to study the extent of the problem so that measures to improve waste collection can be implemented. Actor Piolo Pascual, who lives in Batangas, also helped out.
Miski turista tayo, miski taga dito tayo, nagsisimula sa atin yung kusa ba na hindi tayo dumagdag sa waste, hindi tayo dumagdag sa kadumihan ng kapaligiran natin. And also, para pag pinapractice natin yun, yung ibang tao, sila rin gagawin nila yun.
The Mabini Tourism Office is hoping that regular cleanups can attract more tourists. For the first 3 weeks of the year, less than 100 tourists have gone to the area.
Usually around noon, you can still see boats with guests coming back from their diving activities or tourists walking along these shores. But now we don't see any tourists around. According to the Tourism Office of Mabini, almost all guests canceled their bookings for this month.
This hotel, for one, decided to shut down in the past 2 weeks, losing about 30 guests per day and 2 private events.
It's very hard to close down. It's very hard to keep everyone inside the resort and keep them motivated, and then the loss of income is massive.
With this, the Tourism Office assures that Mabini is safe for tourists even amid the threat of the Omicron variant.
Dito naman sa Mabini, ang aming mga dive resorts ay hindi sila pinupuno. Hindi sila kagaya ng mga other beach resorts na pang family outings. Ito ay mostly for recreational diving at bilang lang talaga.
For now, they are hoping that the number of cases in Metro Manila subsides to encourage more people to travel. They are also hoping to have international travel restrictions relaxed since foreigners make up half of the tourists in the area. Those who want to visit Mabini are required to present either a vaccine card or a negative COVID test. Shyla Francisco, We Are One News.
Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. The National Bureau of Investigation has arrested 5 people tagged in the hacking incident involving BDO. Authorities arrested 2 Nigerian nationals and 3 Filipinos who are said to be the ones behind the unauthorized BDO transfers last December. 4 provinces have been put under stricter COVID-19 restrictions until the end of the month. Kalinga, Ifugao, Mountain Province, and Northern Samar are now all under COVID-19 Alert Level 4. Meanwhile, Alert Level 3 has been declared in 15 other areas. COVID-19 cases in the NCR now appear to be on a downward trajectory, according to the OCTA research group. The group forecasts around 1,000 to 2,000 cases in the capital region by the end of January. However, OCTA warns that cases in other areas, like Cebu, are still on the rise. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.